All right. Welcome, Mushin Warriors, to another episode of Mushin Mental Academy, where our purpose is to provide you the tools for engagement and presence. Today's episode is centered on commitment and why it's so important that we bring commitment into each of our choices and conscious decisions. So let's jump right in. So, what is commitment? Well, commitment is essentially a decision to engage, and fully committing or being committed to something is to engage with it until completion of whatever that thing is, whether it's an activity or whatever, or just doing something or being something. That's what a commitment is. And what that does is that commitment really brings us directly in contact with integration. And what do I mean by that? So as we go through life, whether, we're currently working on a commitment of, oh, I told a friend that I was going to meet them at 9 o'clock at, X location. Whether or not you show up, that's your commitment to everything, to the action, to the trust that you build with your friend, to the relationship, to honoring your word, to, knowing what you're doing. All of these things are commitment and where it plays a role. But the integration piece that I want to communicate that I find so, I guess, fascinating is that what it really does is it allows us to become one with whatever we're doing. So commitment is the integration process. And the easiest way to describe it is that it's the scientific method too. So I'll use an example from my day today, actually. I'm here at the park and I was practicing Qigong earlier. And as I was practicing, I started getting, lit up by ants. And I had all these little ants start coming around me, and I started feeling like one or two on my foot, and it made me very uncomfortable. So I stopped, and whatever I was doing, I literally changed my stance. And in Qigong, it's energy work. So I'm literally like breathing and getting in tune with my body, with life. And now I'm distracted because I've got these ants and I lost my stance and I like changed positions. I literally lost everything that I was doing because I've got an ant on me. And so obviously the thought came through my mind. I'm like, this is ridiculous. Like I'm, literally altering my course of existence of what I'm doing right now because there's an ant on me. That particular one hadn't even bit me yet. So it's like, okay, am I getting is it a problem with distractions? Like, what's going on? I feel like I've been pretty focused with that. Like, I can improve, but okay. But what I ended up realizing is that it was actually commitment. It was commitment to what I was doing. When I made the decision to stand where I am and choose to enter the stance and choose to enter into practice, I'm now choosing everything that comes with it. And in that moment, what I had to do and what I ended up having to do is that I had a couple more ants come on me, and I literally just sat there because I was practicing one of the particular activities where I couldn't be distracted. I wasn't going to stop doing what I was doing. I made my commitment. And so in that moment, I just said, okay, well, it is what it is. And I let them crawl on me, and some of them bit me. And so I like kind of tensed a little bit, but I kept my stance and I kept my composure, and I continued to do what I was doing. And what happened is that one, I stopped getting bit by ants. I got bit by like the first couple, and then they went away. Like I stopped getting bothered by the ants. It's like, okay, that's interesting. And the second thing that happened is like I was so completely free. I am currently. I feel amazing. I have no attachment. I have like my mind is nowhere other than right here. And that's what commitment does. Commitment centers us on truth, on life, and on engaging with choice, whatever it is we choose to be doing. That's how we can truly be present in that moment and be ourselves there. So I definitely find a lot of benefits with practicing this and playing with this. I find that through making conscious effort to commit to everything that I say and to the decisions that I make, I either end up in the specific position and spot that I'm supposed to be in, or like even today, actually, I thought about not coming to do the stuff I was doing, and I met an individual that it was important for us to be there today, let's just say, and that's it's the acknowledgement that we don't know everything in life. So things might happen or other situations might be lining up around us that we don't yet know about. So having this like openness and respect for life allows us to also make these commitments. And in the process, it also allows us to learn. Because the truth is, we don't really feel ramifications that much if we just brush them past or if we're able to utilize our other resources and tools to alleviate the pressure and pain caused by anything, whether it's a mistake or just something that's like not resonating in harmony with our lives and with what we want. And so I'll use the qigong example for myself. It taught me that one, I need to be careful with where I'm standing, where I'm positioning myself, and every time I'm coming to the parks, like maybe I'll consider, either wearing socks if I'm going to be outside, or making sure that I'm like consuming less sugar before, so that I'm not, attracting as many ants or something. But all of these things, like they are like I feel them. Why? Because I got bit by ants and it hurt and it was uncomfortable and I did not enjoy it. But I got to complete the practice that I was doing. I got full engagement in the practice because there was no option other than to focus on what I was doing, because otherwise I was going to focus on being bit by ants. So I literally just had to click in. And afterwards, like when we were discussing, I felt so free. Nothing's bothering me, nothing's on my mind, nothing can touch me. And it's a really good feeling to have. So yeah. What I recommend if anybody wants to play with this or an activity we could try out at home is really practice engaging with our commitments and our choices and decisions. Stay true to your word. Try it for a week, try it for a day, try it for one day if that's what it takes. But for one day, everything you decide you're going to do it. So if you decide, oh, I'm going to go get food at this place, go get food at that place. If you decide, oh, I'm going to go get up and walk, like don't make some sort of other decision halfway through. Stick to the commitments that you make. Learn from the mistakes that come and follow with those commitments and just see where that leads. So I appreciate you as always, and I will see you next week. As always, warriors, be awesome, be beautiful, and be yourselves.